Hey everyone, welcome to RYGR Sports. I'm Yash,
And I'm Logan.
and today we will be talking about the final score of the Super Bowl 60. Now, obviously, I'm a Patriots fan, and I didn't really like the ending of the game. Going into the game, I didn't really think we were going to win. It was definitely more of a defensive game than I thought it was going to be. Like, I did think it was going to be defensive, but not this defensive, right? I mean, both teams struggled to put up points. I mean, both teams only got one offensive touchdown. Um, it was a really well coached game, especially on defense. The Patriots defense was able to really keep it close up until about the third quarter, when Sam Darnold threw the touchdown to Barner. And one thing that really concerns me about the Patriots, even moving forward, is that offensive line. Right? I mean, this offseason, they got to go and they got to fix that offensive line because they've been. I mean, that left side on the offensive line was horrible. May was getting pressured almost every throw, and the Seahawks did a really good job of really kind of getting into May's head, kind of rushing his throws a little bit, and that later in the game that caused May to kind of rush into some throws where he had more time, where he had more, time to kind of develop the play. Um, but I got to give this credit to the Seahawks defense too because they came out like they wanted to win the Super Bowl. I mean, that defense put up a one of the best performances I've seen. Them this year. Obviously, a lot of people really didn't know what the Seahawks defense was like, right, this year. Because the Seahawks, I mean, they were what? I think they were 10-7 last year. They weren't really expected to win the Super Bowl this year, but they made a lot of good offseason moves. Getting DeMarcus Lawrence from the Cowboys, who was a big factor in the Super Bowl. Obviously, Witherspoon is so immensely talented. I mean, this guy was in the backfield within seconds, right, on the quarterback. So, and then on Sam Darnold, he made some pretty good throws that kind of, really helped the Seahawks offense get some points up. Now, he didn't. He did miss one throw to Jackson Smith and Jigba on third down from his own end zone, but he had him. I mean, he had him wide open. He would have walked in for a touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I mean, other than that, Sam Darnold made the plays that he needed to when he needed to make them. Unfortunately, Drake May was not really able to make some of the plays that he needed to make. Now, it wasn't entirely his fault. Like I said, the offensive line, and it was just as much, if not more, on the Seahawks defense as well. But Logan, I do want to ask you one question. Do you think that the Patriots were heavily favored by their schedule this year, playing in the Super Bowl?
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting question and one that a lot of fans kind of took into account this year for New England's team. They played the bottom six teams in the NFL this year, which, on paper, you're supposed to go out there and win those games. I mean, obviously, the bottom six teams, I believe they played the Saints, they played the Jets, they played the Titans, they played the Giants, they played the Raiders, who they actually lost to. And then I think they played a couple other really bad teams this year. So, I think their 14-3 record is something that is a tremendous accomplishment for this Patriots team this year. Obviously, exceeding their expectations by a landslide. I don't think anyone thought this team was even going to make the playoffs, really. So, you have to give Drake May and this team a lot of credit for going out there and winning 14 games. I mean, obviously, this is the NFL. They're all professionals. Any team can go out and win any given Sunday. And the Patriots did that 14 times this year, which is very impressive. So my hat's off to them. However, your question regarding were they kind of made out to be a little better than what they really were? I mean, I think there is some truth to that. I mean, if 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 you took out those six bottom feeders from their schedule this year and kind of replace them with some better teams, even some middle of the pack teams from the NFL, they probably are a 10, 11 win team, which is still great. Obviously, Drake May had a fantastic season. He was finished second in MVP voting, which is phenomenal. um, but I do think they really weren't on paper. I don't think they're a 14 win team. I think they did benefit from their schedule a little bit this year. But I mean, their schedule is their schedule. They can't change that, and they went out there and did their job the entire season. So you can't look at that as a negative for them. But yeah, you can take it. You can definitely take it into account regarding the results. Um, I mean, as far as the Super Bowl goes, my take is it was a very defensive game, especially in the first half. I wasn't necessarily entertained a whole lot. It wasn't really a game full of fireworks. It was more of Seattle dominating on defense, getting pressure on Drake May, and then Kenneth Walker did his thing. That was basically the game. Sam Darnold did not make any mistakes, which is very important in that kind of game. He did enough to get them to win. Obviously, you said he missed the throw to Smith and Jigba, which would have been a walk-in touchdown early in the game. But other than that, Sam Darnold, he managed the game. He made a lot of great decisions, and ultimately the defense got them. The defense had a phenomenal game and kind of, I'm not going to say carried them to the win because, Kenneth Walker had 160 yards. Sam Darnold threw for over 200. The defense did not carry them. However, I think their defensive side of the ball was more impactful than their offense in that game. Obviously, Patriots have a really great defense, so it was kind of expected to be that kind of game. Shout out to Kenneth Walker, man. He had 160 yards. Michigan State alum. I love my boys from Michigan State. So I'm very happy he was able to go out there and win Super Bowl MVP. I grew up watching him during 2021 when he was a Heisman candidate. I believe he might have finished second or third in the voting in 2021, but he is a free agent this offseason, so Seattle is going to have to give him some money if they want him to stay. I think he should be able to re-sign with Seattle. I think he's obviously proved he can be the guy there, and he should have no problem getting money from them in the off-season. I wanted to ask you a question. Where do you kind of see these two teams next year? Do you think they kind of go back to a conference championship or a Super Bowl appearance? Do you think maybe one of them gets worse or better? What are your thoughts on that?
All right, yeah, so that's actually a pretty good question. My answer will be pretty much based off of both teams being healthy. Obviously, if Patriots lose, God forbid, Sam Darnold gets hurt or Drake May gets hurt, it's over, right? So, barring that both teams are healthy, I think the Seahawks' floor is a championship game, like NFC championship game. I'm not saying they're going to make the Super Bowl again, but I think their floor is the NFC championship game. Okay. When it comes to the Patriots, I'm a little bit more skeptical. Because their schedule is going to be levels harder this coming season, right? They just played in the Super Bowl. They had a 14-3 record, so they're going to go against the top of the top teams. So, I do think the Patriots win like 10 to 12 games. So I'm going to stick with the lower side with that. I'm going to go 10 games. I do think that they make the playoffs, and I do think that they win in the wild card round. I think their floor is the divisional round. I don't really see them making the Super Bowl again as of right now, but again, you never know. Any team can make it, but I think their floor, assuming that both teams are healthy, for the Seahawks it's the NFC Championship game, and for the Patriots it's the divisional game. And one thing I kind of wanted to bring up is, the Patriots do have a couple big players coming up, right? Obviously, their biggest one, Christian Gonzalez, is coming up, and he's going to make some big money in the market, especially with the way he played in the Super Bowl. Because if I'm being honest, the reason why the Super Bowl was so close was because of him. He made some extraordinary plays on the pass breakup on Rashid Shaheed on that deep pass twice, I think, and then he broke up a pass with Jackson Smith and Jigba down the middle in the end zone on a crossing route. So, I think the Patriots need to, if they can keep the core of that defense, I think we'll always be good. They just got to kind of get some new players on the offensive line on the left side. And, I think that's a really important thing because you go and look at the Bengals, right? They never make improvements to the offensive line, and just look at where they are. They're always the bottom of the barrel. They have immense offensive talent, but they don't invest in the defense, and they definitely don't invest in the offensive line, right? So, one thing that I was actually a little bit shocked about watching the Super Bowl is how little Mike Vrabel used our running backs, like on screens and things like that, right? I thought Henderson was going to make a much bigger impact than what he was. Now, I don't know if that was because of the amount of pressure Seattle was able to generate with just 4, but I think if they kind of used Henderson a little bit more on some sort of like running back screen or some sort of like running back toss or something like that, they could have kind of opened up the gates a little bit. Because the Patriots, at a certain point, they became so one-dimensional because it was the same things over again. They'd run it on first down, and then they'd throw it on second and third, and it would be incomplete passes, and they're off the field. You're not going to win like that. So, I think the offensive line is the biggest issue for the Patriots. Coaching's not an issue. Quarterback's not an issue. So, yeah, that's where I do see the teams.
Yeah, I definitely think the Patriots need to add another weapon on offense. You have guys like I think Mike Evans is a free agent, Debo Samuel is a free agent, Christian Kirk is a free agent. If they can go grab another receiver to join Diggs, and
I don't think Diggs stays in New England.
no,
No.
well then yeah, they definitely need some more offensive firepower because you have
AJ
Trevion
Brown,
Henderson,
maybe.
who is a young player who can develop. You have Ramondre Stevenson, who is solid. He's not the best, but he's a solid number one or number two back. But really, the playmakers that Drake May has, it's just not. I don't think you can win a championship with those receivers. So I think they got to go out and get some guys there. Obviously, you said the defense is going to be great. The quarterback is obviously not a problem. Drake May was an MVP candidate, so obviously that's not something they need to improve. I think the Patriots will definitely be back in a similar situation next year. I'm not going to go out and say that they're going to make the Super Bowl again because obviously that's a very hard thing to do. But I think the divisional round is definitely a good start for them. I think if they can make it to the divisional round next year, I think they put themselves in a good spot to kind of make it back to where they were. I mean, obviously, I think they got kind of lucky in the playoffs. But I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and say that Patriots are no good. They're a great team, and obviously, as a Jets fan, that kind of pains me to say because Patriots pretty much own the Jets in every way. So I would like to see Drake May kind of develop into a top five quarterback in the NFL. I don't think he's there yet. I think with some more offensive weapons, I think he can get there. Um, but as far as Seattle's outlook, I think they have a great core. I think this team's going to be very good for a long time. I think Sam Darnold's the guy, man. I think he's definitely proved that he can. Obviously, they just won the Super Bowl, so you have to keep Sam Darnold for a number of years. Kenneth Walker obviously just proved that he can be a franchise running back. Charbonnet is solid. I mean, you have the best wide receiver in the NFL, elite defense. Seahawks are going to be right back where they were. I mean, I think they could probably make another conference championship next year, which would be a successful season in my eyes for them. Coaching is not a problem for them. They have elite coaches across the board. So I really think it's going to be interesting to see kind of if the Seahawks can repeat this kind of season they just had. I mean, obviously you can't compare them to the Mahomes Chiefs yet, just because they won. They went to like what was it, like
Three and
seven
five.
or eight
3 and 5.
conference championships in a row.
Yeah, seven.
Yeah, just a ridiculous number like that. So, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say Seattle is the next Chiefs dynasty, but I think they have a really good core. So, I think they'll be right back where they are next year. And I also think New England is going to stay super solid as well.
Yeah, I mean, speaking on Sam Darnold, I feel like I even though the Patriots lost, I wasn't too mad because I've always like rooted for Sam Darnold. Right, I liked them on the Jets. I always felt that the Jets did him dirty, like they do most quarterbacks. But I was obviously when he was because he went from New York to the Panthers, right? If I'm
Yep.
not wrong. Yes. So, there he was kind of competing for a job. He never really got a true like team around him because he was competing with it was him and Baker Mayfield competing for that year, and the Panthers just weren't as good as they are now. Especially like offensively, like they had nobody, right? Um, and then he went to the Vikings and he won 14 games. I mean, no quarterback.
I think he was
I
a
mean,
49er.
quarterback.
Wasn't he
What?
a 49er
But he
after
was a backup
Carolina?
for Purdy in the Super Bowl. He was a 49er, but he lost in the Super Bowl against the Chiefs. But I mean, he didn't play, so there's that. Obviously, he's not. I still don't think that he's better than Brock Purdy, if I'm being honest. But I mean, he's up there. It's debatable. I think this season he played better than Brock Purdy, but I feel like long term I'd rather have Brock Purdy or Sam Darnold. But it's close. It's really close. But then he goes to Minnesota, and they chose J.J. McCarthy over Sam Darnold, and I like J.J. McCarthy. I think he's a pretty good kid off the court, but he's ass on the football field. I mean, that's just I can't put it any other way. I mean, this might be one of the worst quarterbacks in NFL history. Now, he could go out there next year and throw for 30, 40 touchdowns and prove me wrong. And I'll be the first one on here and tell you that I was wrong. But as of right now, J.J. McCarthy looks like a complete bust. And the Vikings look real stupid right now letting Sam Darnold go because they had him for a really good price. I mean, they could have signed him for like 100 120 maybe, so 30, 40 a year, which is for a Super Bowl winning quarterback, that's a great price. Because you go look at Dak, he's 60, right? You go look at Joe Burrow, he's 57. Brock Purdy's 56. Mahomes is 50. So you're looking at all these quarterbacks, and obviously Sam Darnold's not Mahomes or Burrow, but like I'd say Sam Darnold and like Dak Prescott are on the same level, right? So Sam Darnold's only making 33 a year this year. So I mean, I say only, but like subjectively, he's making way less than what he should be making. So I think in a year or two, he's going to be up for a big contract, and there's going to be a lot of teams that pay for him, and I'm happy because a lot of people kind of counted him out. And I was a little a part of that too. I thought he was kind of ass like when he was on the Jets, but I knew it wasn't completely his fault. So I'm happy he got this opportunity. I'm happy he won the Super Bowl. I'm just unhappy that he beat my Patriots. That's about it.
Yeah, I mean, really, when you take a look at this season as a whole, it was a phenomenal NFL season. So many great
Oh yeah,
games, great storylines. Like, it was a W season, if I'm being quite honest. I mean, obviously, I'm a Jets fan. We live the same season
yeah.
over and over every single year. So, for me personally, I'm always going to be a fan of really a 3 to 6 win team every year. But hopefully that changes. I mean, my Super Bowl's coming up, the NFL draft. We got 2 first-round picks. Maybe we can hit on one of them, but. Yeah,
It's okay
it's
because if
tough
I'm
over
going to
here.
if somebody called me and told me I'm getting drafted to the Jets, I'm retiring on the spot.
Yeah, it's been a rough 10 years as a fan of
Yeah.
this team, but yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed our Super Bowl recap video. Leave a comment down below and make sure to like and subscribe to the video. That always helps, and we will see you guys in our next episode. See ya.
All right. See ya.